So I'm sure it's no surprise to most of you out there that we are actually still on the road. I was going to say on the road again, but we haven't actually been home in about a week. We've been out wheeling in Texas, having a good time. And now, instead of heading for home, we're making a detour so that we can go to Southern California. We're almost here. Almost to Dynatrac. As some of you may or may not know, they picked themselves up a brand new Gladiator. And they've been doing a lot of work on it back east, back in Detroit, and I see Tony. Anyway, they finally got it back here in Southern California to finish things up. And now we're gonna find out what all they've done. Oh my goodness. Gotta see this thing. Wow. Sounds great. How's it going? Long time no see. Yeah. So this is it, huh?
It's getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been like, you can already see how the schedule is like very fluid, right? There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving people, a lot of engineering on the fly, a lot of parts that, ooh, this isn't gonna work like we thought, and what are we gonna do next? And so it's been like that since the start. You know, JT, the whole Jeep truck, Gladiator, it's new, right?
Right.
So we're sort of, you know, early Christians here trying to figure out, you know, how to put a truck together. And I think the scope of this build is even beyond what we did on Code 1 in terms of body changes, frame changes, fuel system changes, engine changes, drivetrain changes, suspension changes, a lot.
So it's been about a week since Dynatrac started this Gladiator project, and right now I'm standing with Cole. We're going to try to figure out where we've started from, where we've been, where we're at now, and where we're going to go with it. So when you picked up this Jeep a week ago, where did we take it to?
All right, so picked it up from a dealership in Metro Detroit, drove it to America's Most Wanted 4x4s in Holly, Michigan. They're really well known for Hemi swaps, and they've done a lot of Hellcat swaps already into Jeep Wrangler JL. So a natural fit for what we wanted to do with this Gladiator. The first thing that we did was we took the bed and we took the bed off the truck. We lifted the body up off the frame so we could remove the original drivetrain. The best way to put a Hemi into these Jeeps is by removing the body. But there was an additional step here. So part of the vision for CODEX was to shorten the wheelbase by about 20 inches and then also shorten the cab up by the same amount. And that eliminates the rear doors, so it's now a two-door, but it still has that extra space. So you got plenty of space behind the front seats for cooler, gear, etc., etc. Also makes for a very unique look, which is one of the things that we wanted to achieve with this project.
Good to see you. Good to see you as well. Cindy? Holy cow. Man, you guys have been busy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, sleep was not an option.
No, I would imagine not. When did you get back in town?
Last night at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and we immediately didn't even stop. We tore it all down.
Wow.
So it was a finished vehicle really yesterday at 8 o'clock. And that was finished for phase 1. Now this is phase 2. So phase 2 is we disassemble all the parts, and we're going to Sticky Fingers Design, where they're going to wrap the vehicle, but in pieces.
Okay, so while those guys are working on getting that camper modified to fit onto the frame, we're going to head on over to the company that's going to be doing the wrap. They're going to be wrapping all the body panels in separate pieces because it's a lot easier. And fortunately, they're very close, so we're going to head on over there right now and at least get an idea of what is going to be going on and how it's going to look. Let's go see this. Oh, I see body panels.
Hey, long time no see.
No kidding.
Welcome. We're at Sticky Fingers Design.
Awesome.
Meet John.
Yeah, let's grab a cleaner one.
How you doing, John? My name's Eddie.
Good to meet you, Eddie.
Real pleasure.
So we teamed up with Sticky Fingers Design to help us wrap the vehicle in such a constrained time frame. He's going to start on the windshield here in a few minutes. He's just prepping it right now. And then if you want, check out the color.
Look at the color.
It's a tan matte finish. Yeah. So no shine. So it's going to have this whole military theme, right? So with that Patriot Campers box, all military kind of look style.
Pretty cool. I've always wondered how this was done, especially this kind of technical stuff.
We make it up as we go.
You heard him. He makes it up as it goes.
The top's going to be altered to feature the Rhino Rack rack system, where then the rooftop tent is going to go on. And then these guys here from Patriot Campers are setting up their unit to be able to be installed right in here. Because we had to put the tank in there, the 36-gallon tank, and we had to form and cut the frame a little bit, the actual filler hose was actually coming out from the side of the frame, and with this angle, we were really concerned that those saddles won't be able to fit properly. But we just did that little check, and we're in good shape, right, guys?
We're all good.
Oh, heck yeah,
That's perfect.
awesome. So we picked up a GenRight fuel tank for two reasons. One, we were supposed to be using a factory one, and we were trying to utilize a factory one, but unfortunately, because I cut everything and shrank everything, it really complicated things. And at the same time, GenRight has always done a fantastic job, and I was very happy to call him and Tony and set something up. So then they sent us a 36-gallon tank.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. So 36-gallon, why not? You know, because we're overlanding and we have a really thirsty engine.
Yes. You guys been working on this for how long now?
It's been 1 week.
1 week. And how many days did it take you to drive here?
2 days straight.
By yourself?
No, I had Alex, my buddy.
Okay.
Alex. So we just took turns sleeping, driving, sleeping, driving. This Hellcat has not stopped.
Oh my
Like
God.
literally the whole time running all the way here.
So how many days are we looking at to finish this thing up now? I know you guys are trying to get to Overland Expo.
We have, the target is to leave here Thursday to go to Overland Expo and have it displayed at the Patriot Campers booth.
And is it going to happen?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got lots of time.
You're gonna have to teach me how to use one of those.
So
16ths and 8ths
yeah,
and
so
quarters and halves.
an inch is like a thumb, and a foot is your foot, and
I'm just gonna go. I'll just do it like this.
That many thingies.
And I'll just use my finger.
use a number and say, yeah, that's the number.
So it's gonna be. I like how you go like 3 and 9 16.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean? Why can't you just say like 12 mil?
Yeah.
You got a full battery management system. You got, I think, 135 amp gel batteries in there. You got an inverter to go up on there. There's no point putting an Australian inverter when it's coming to America, so I grab one over here. But yeah, I just had all those killed, and then you got all your charging points. It's all self-contained. We'll wire it to the battery, so the alternator will charge it as well. Whole thing's central locking. All the toolboxes, rear drawer, everything's central locking. So I'll wire it all in.
Very cool. So we're giving the Hellcat motor a closer look now that it's installed in this Gladiator. As you can see, they've had to do a few things to make it work, including relocating the air cleaner onto the driver's side to fit the motor, push the washer fluid and the reservoir for the radiator off to the side as well. There were a couple small issues that they had to work through, unlike the JK where you'd have to modify the firewall, and by modify I mean pound it in. That wasn't necessary, but the motor mounts had to be changed out. It didn't work out quite the way they wanted to, so they had to install, I think there were JL motor mounts. Also, you can see the fitment's a little bit tight right here. You can see how the motor is actually pushing right up against the battery box. Oh, and there was one other issue that they had to deal with, and that was with the brake booster. Fortunately, America's Most Wanted understood that this might be a problem. They had 3 different brake boosters to work with. I'm not exactly sure which one they ultimately went with, but this was another modification that needed to be done as well.
With just like half throttle, it's already spinning tire.
Very cool.
And you pull that out from underneath, squeeze it down, and you're good to go.
Did you guys literally make all those brackets custom?
We did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we custom made these brackets from 1/4-inch steel, just a straight rod, and did a little bit of old school with a torch. We heated it up and hit it with a mallet. And
is that why
made it look
the
pretty.
vise was all hot?
That's why I warned you yesterday.
Got
the
it,
vise was hot. So that's what comes with the Rhino Rack. We wanted to do it, and we didn't have enough of it, so we made our own and made them a little bit lower and a little bit more flush.
Perfect.
Yeah, it
That's
looks
so cool.
really good.
It does.
Thank you.
Oh, no way. Okay, that's seriously cool. Oh, wow. So this whole time I thought it was just going to come straight out. I didn't realize it was going to wrap around like that. So if we have like a tailgate, you can actually sit here, set up, pop it down, sit on it, have a beer.
Yeah, this is our smaller size. So the bigger, the
No
full size
way.
is 8 feet. So it'll come out, you know, another 1.5 feet.
So
You
no,
have
like
a-
we're out in the desert a lot, and it's scorching hot a lot of times because there's no shade.
And you see how quick that is to open
That
up.
is so cool.
Drop down these collapsible legs on all of them.
I'm sold. I'm totally sold. So if there's like one aspect of this whole build that you really love, I mean like, and obviously everything about it is unique and different, specifically to you and your taste. Is there like one thing that you'd say that like screams like, oh, this is what I had to have?
Oh boy, jeez, it's almost kind of almost impossible to even do that. There's like,
give me a little background. Like, what is it about this Jeep? Like, obviously, there's so much different about it than any other Gladiator out there. Like, is there something that really said, like, I had to do this?
I love the cutting and the shrinking, and I'll be honest with you. If anything, that was probably the. You know what? I'll rephrase that.
Okay.
That's probably the highlight to me, because
the cutting and shortening it up.
I've been working on this for a year, and maybe I don't have it perfect, but I kind of like this proportion.
Sure.
And everybody has their own flavor, but I don't really like a two-door that's too close to the B-pillar, but I don't like it where it's too far from the B-pillar, because then it looks like you need a door, which is 4.
Right.
What started my path was I would love to go off-roading with a cooler or with my dog, right, and having room there, and I think that's perfect.
Sure. Well, you can see it here for yourselves, guys. Take a step back, and it looks pretty impressive, but you can decide for yourself what you think.
Yeah, and this is only phase 2.
Yes, only phase 2.
This is phase 2. So phase 3 is where I get the 40s, and we get our axles, and we get the trick suspension that's going to be featured on this vehicle to really, really, how do I say it, illustrate all the capabilities of this Gladiator.
Sure. I mean, already it's transformed quite a bit, but once it's up on 40s, I think you're going to be looking at a completely different beast.
I agree.
Yeah.
We'll see you in phase 3.
Point at the finger and say, we'll see you. Phase 3.
Phase 3.
There.
Sounds like almost like a 80s song. Phase 3.
It's Banquet Beer by Coors. Look at the can. I think that's the color. What do you think? Who came up with this?
That means Tony
My man Alfie, right here.
Tony gets to come cook at my house now.
That's freaking right on the money.
That is so funny. That's great.